welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look, I guess unboxing's a bit of a stretch in it, we're looking at a collection of different bits and pieces which just got released by Lock and Load Publishing, and this is the newest version or edition of their Lock and Load tactical core rules and bits and pieces that go along with everything. So, we'll kind of get to all the ancillary stuff here in just a second. Basically, if you don't know, Lock and Load Tactical, the name's a dead giveaway, it's a tactical wargame series. So it's 2-player games, there is a full-blown solitaire module, but this is, you know, counters in men or teams, sometimes squads depending. You know, a counter will be like one vehicle if you're doing combined arms, and there's all of these basically represent all the various different titles that they have. There is a ton of them. If you know, it's I think everything from World War II onwards. There's so many World War II modules for different armies and theaters and scenarios. There's post-World War II stuff. I mean, I've got stuff from like 1980s Russia and Afghanistan. I got the Falklands. There's a whole bunch of these, and we've played a bunch of them, and it is a very wide-ranging and robust system, is what I will say. Now, the old version, I say old, okay, you used to get like a little set of rules, with like the series rules for each one of their games in the box. And then they came out with the 5.0 rules, which I've got in a big fat binder here, and basically this brought everything together in one book, and then they fleshed out with 1 trillion examples and diagrams. So the normal rulebook was like maybe 20 or 30 pages, and then it went to like 274. This, I believe, no, it's basically the same. I thought they trimmed it down. Maybe they haven't. But yeah, it's you know, close to 300 pages of rules. Now, the text is very large, and again, a significant portion of this is just diagrams and explanations. The actual core rules, not that bad. And you won't need all the rules for your particular specific ones, so you kind of skip through to the things that you need. Now, like, you don't have helicopters in World War II, right? It's not. This stuff's not complicated. This might look like a lot. It is not. I promise you it is not. Please do not be intimidated by this. I'm intimidated by the ASL rulebook, because those rules are tiny, and they're 1,000 pages long. This is, don't let the page count scare you off, because it's really, really not like that. But basically, everything's been tightened up and improved. They're constantly making this system better. The system is good already, but David Heath, he's a big proponent of, you know, he said to me, this might not be the best war game, but it will be the best supported war game. And, you know, they support this very, very well. He's not wrong that this is not an incredibly well-supported game. If you have questions, they will answer them, but you won't have any questions, basically, because of how thorough the rulebook is, basically. And again, this rulebook, whilst it looks big, it covers, like, 10 or more huge big box games with 1 trillion scenarios in it. So just understand that that's what this is. I'm excited to play this with the new version of the rules and get this back to the table. But what they did release with it, so they updated all the play aids with all the new bits and pieces in it, which I appreciate. And again, these are generic play aids that you can stick with any title in the system that you're interested in. Whereas before you'd get scenario, like title-specific ones, and so there'd be so many of them, but they were all basically the same with slight differences. Here you've got everything together, so you've got reference tables, so you've got tables, tables, basically a sequence of play one, and then just like a summary sheet for off-board artillery. This stuff helps you learn the game very easily, and just like keep it going. And then you've got your melee table, a couple different special weapons and ammo, different targets. Try to shoot different types of targets with different types of weapons. More of those combat tables as well. and then damage check and calculator. So that, tons of play aids, but these are generic. That's, if you have this game, you're probably already going to get this kind of stuff, but you now only have one set of charts that you use for every single one of your titles, which is, helps to kind of bring everything together and streamline and strip down quite how much you have. We also have, this is going to be toughy to open, these flip charts. For me, this is new. I don't know if they had them for 5.0. I've never used them before. So I'm very interested to see how well these work, and if they keep the table creep down and help. I'm hoping it's, yeah, nice. Okay. So, all of this stuff, these are all the tables from the play aid charts. So if you don't want to have all of those kicking around, I think you could probably just get these. And everything's in a small book, right? You're just going to flip through to whatever you need. Even the counter explanations are in this one. Like a miniature, it's a rules reference, is what I say. They've got the, frequently overlooked rules or things that you need for foxholes, barricades, trenches. Yeah, and then this might be pretty genius. And everything's got references to, this is from 8.0 in the orange section of the rules. Okay, if you have any questions, orange section of the rules, 8.0. Boom, there you go. So this might be the best thing to come out of 5.1. And I only say that because I don't know if they had them for 5.0, but this is great. I will 100% be using this. That's going to be how I play the game. And then we just have some updates to the for admin counters. I don't know how much they added in, or if this is just to help spread things out, because honestly I have an unconscionable amount of admin counters for this game. I'm gonna say, I don't know if, maybe these things are new. But yeah, the game already comes with a ton of, okay. Here's why you include this. Because some games don't have the event counters in them. Some of the titles don't. Some titles, don't have the hull down stuff. Some games don't have, I guess, a couple, the objective markers, or they're a bit different. So I guess that's why you would make this. Because every game has a bunch of admin counters. Like, everyone's got the FIDE and the Ops Complete ones. But some of the little smaller ones might look different or be in a different style, or they don't exist within that particular title, maybe. But there's an updated set of admin counters if you were so inclined to get those as well. But for me, new set of rules and a flip chart, those are a big win. If you wanted to have the larger format play aids, you can do that as well. But the flip book is pretty genius. I will be using that because I have good enough eyes where I can read that. It's a little bit smaller print than those big ones. But anyway, just wanted to kind of show you all this stuff. If you've not played Lock and Load Tactical, it's a bit more on the crunchier side of things. You do get some good detail in it, but I really, really like this game. I also like how wide open the settings can be. Like, if you've got a relatively modern conflict, there's probably a game on it. So you can dive right in and play what you want to play, and you can do it all with this set of rules and this little flip chart as well. There's a fully dedicated solo module which you can use these with, which that's how I play a lot of this game as well. But anyway, Lock and Load Tactical 5.1 has released. If you're interested, you've probably already been checking it out because it's got a big following, this game. But if you're not, this is the way to get into it. Pick up any title you want and then get the rule book. And I would almost 100% recommend the flip charts. Like, I'm 32, I got good eyes. Get the flip charts. And then dive on into a title of your choice. So that's the new stuff from 5.1. Check it out if you're interested. Do not be intimidated by the size of this book. I swear to you, the rules are not 300 pages long. You read them and it's no different from reading like the rulebook for Combat Commander. they're just, the font size is blown up huge, and there's a few more examples which you can skip over because a lot of the rules don't need explaining because they're very clear. So anyway, Lock and Load Tactical 5.1. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from thePlayer'sAid.com.